It's time to turn our attention to this week's honoree. Tonight we introduce you to a woman who's taking the game of handball to another level. Take a look.
This is New Yorker of the Week.
Tighter, Chris. Court 3.
Jasmine Ray says she has two full-time jobs, being a mother and getting teens moving.
This is beyond what I thought it could ever be. My very first tournament, I maybe had 50 people there, and I did that tournament in memory of my brother.
Jasmine's brother Jonathan loved handball. After he died in a car accident a few years ago, she brought her Staten Island neighborhood together for a game in his honor. It was then she realized just how much her fellow New Yorkers loved to play.
I just spread the word, and word of mouth. 3 years later, it's turned into this. I serve over 2,000 people.
She does it as the president of Wall Ball World, a nonprofit that uses the sport to help teenagers. She organizes free games and tournaments year-round, each with a theme to help out the players.
Last year, we had a back-to-school tournament where we helped the kids out with school supplies. We gave them backpacks and notebooks and pens and pencils and folders. We had a Christmas tournament. We had a couple of local businesses donate toys for the kids. And then this tournament in particular, it's called Prep for Success.
On this day, before the handball started flying, a CUNY representative served up tips for applying to college. It's just one of the many ways Jasmine is helping her players. 13-year-old Caitlin Colon says her handball skills come in handy off the court.
It makes you think on your feet, it makes you strategize faster. It helps you not only develop, your game, but develop as you are as a person. Every time I get frustrated, she's always there, and she's like, just calm down, keep your head in the game. You still got this. It's not game over yet. You still have this. Don't think about the points. Just do you on the court.
And so, for changing the game for teenagers and honoring her brother along the way, Jasmine Ray is our New Yorker of the Week. And joining us now in our studio is our New Yorker of the Week, Jasmine Ray. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's fun to have you here. When you were organizing the very first tournament, what did you think it would become?
At that point, I honestly had no idea. I thought it was a popular game within just the neighborhood. I didn't know that it was not only just a New York thing, but a worldwide thing. And, with the rise of social media, I've actually come to learn that the sport is played within 33 different countries.
And you were there at that first tournament. When did you realize that you were onto something here?
That very first tournament. Okay. I just posted flyers around the city and, had a couple hundred people there. And when I realized that it was so popular, especially amongst the kids who were underprivileged, I said, you know what, maybe I'll do something else for the kids. And then I was on to 200 kids, and then they encouraged me to throw another one. So I had another one, and then it was 300.
Say no, right?
Yeah, I can't say no.
So did you share your brother's love for the game before that tournament, the first tournament, or it was just something that was on the periphery, something you didn't really know about much?
No, I mean, this was something that him and I used to do together all the time.
Okay.
On Saturday mornings, we'd go and walk down a couple of blocks away from our home are the Stapleton projects. And we'd walk down there and we'd challenge, the locals. So it was a hobby that him and I had every Saturday morning.
Okay. So you shared that love early.
Yeah.
Then you get the nerve to take this idea and start this entire organization. Yeah. A lot of us say, oh, I got this great idea, but don't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. You did. What sparked the idea to get motivated?
Actually, I was training for the New York City Marathon. And I was running for the New York Roadrunners. And to be honest, when I was in my training sessions, I noticed that there weren't a lot of minorities running, So I looked around and I said, well, where are my people? I'm Puerto Rican and African American. I said, where are my people? And I thought back to the handball tournament and said, wait a minute, they're playing handball. So, that's when I actually got motivated to start the organization. And, 3 years later, it's just exploded.
2,000 people. 2,000?
Yeah, I serve just around 2,000 people now.
Yeah, so tell us more about how the league works and the tournament works. How many games are played? What's the structure involved and what's going on with
the tournaments usually last anywhere between 4 and 7 hours. I can usually get one done in a day. We start in the morning, we end at night. you probably run into about 32 games or so, 32 teams. I usually stop it there because I don't have really the manpower to accommodate more than 32 teams, 64 players. So at 64 players, I close the bracket, and then, you know, they compete against each other.
Where are these games played? Can any New Yorker, the different levels, beginners, intermediate?
Yeah, I typically host the juniors, so that's 17 and under, and then I do the adults, 18 and over, and I have a pro division and I have an amateur division.
You're having fun with this.
I love it. I love the sport. I'm so passionate about the sport of handball. I'm a, you know, native New Yorker, and you'll come to find out, especially I hope after people watch this, that New York is very, very passionate about the sport of handball.
What changes have you seen in the teenagers who you've helped over the years?
Well, for one, they are more motivated to return to school if they're not in school, to do well in school, because I do follow up with them and I ask their parents how they're doing in school. And I have a lot of the parents actually call me and say, you know, hey, my kid is not doing too well in school. He can't play in your next tournament. So, you know, I always communicate with the parents, and collectively we try to motivate the kids to go back to school. So I have seen changes in attitude and in their schoolwork. And as far as not just the juniors, but the regular people, you know, I have a lot of rules and regulations within my organization. So we enforce those, and that actually transitions into their everyday lives.
Well, we're going to get the word out by putting your website up and running this piece all weekend.
Thank
Hope it
you.
helps. Jasmine Ray, our New Yorker of the Week. Thank you.
Thank you.
More information on Wall Ball World, there it is. Go online, wallballworld.com. And remember, if you know someone who'd make a good New Yorker of the Week, email us at nyer@ny1.com or write to us at 75 9th Avenue. We're on the 6th floor, New York, 10011. That's all the time we have for now. I'm John Schumo, and I'll talk with you Monday.